back to my channel. If you're old, thank you so much for returning. If you're new, please stick around and subscribe. I would love to have you as a part of my YouTube family. Today I'm going to be doing a second video as a part 2 to the Hirsutism video that I posted back in March. My Hirsutism video is one of my most popular videos on my channel, and it honestly surprises me so much because when I think about these videos that I'm doing, I always want to do things that my viewers would want to watch, and I didn't think very many people would really relate or identify to Hirsutism and my desire to share my experience, but as it turned out, it's my most popular video now, and I want to thank you all so much for all the support, all the love, all the views that you're giving that video. I continuously go back and watch that video and I check the comments and I see so many of us women supporting each other, sharing our experiences, and telling each other that it's okay to have this condition. And yes, it's not the most wonderful topic, it's not something that we want to deal with, but it's something that we do deal with, and you're not alone, and you should never be ashamed of your own body. And the perfect human being does not exist unless you're God. So please do not put too much pressure on yourself to be perfect. This video is going to be more of a frequently asked questions to Hirsutism. These are questions that I have received on my Hirsutism video, questions that friends and family have asked me, and questions that I myself have asked doctors. I have spoken with my endocrinologist, my OBGYN, and my dermatologist about Hirsutism many times. My information is coming from what I have learned from them. I encourage you to have a healthy amount of, curiosity, and I want you to do your own research, and if this is something you're struggling with, definitely go ask your doctor. I am going to start answering these questions. If you have any further questions, please leave them in the comments below. I will totally do another video if this video does well enough and answer those questions, but I thought these would just be good to get the ball rolling. So the first question I get all the time is, does your hair grow back black? And my answer is yes and no. The hair on my jawline and kind of under my chin slash like on my neck, it does grow back black because I guess that's the area that men would typically grow a beard, and it's also like where hair, the skin is pretty thick around there, so the hair would be thicker. I do get Hirsutism, on my cheeks or in kind of where men would grow facial hair, but if I'm getting Hirsutism like on my cheeks or on my upper lip, it will most likely be a light brown slash blonde, but it's still pretty thick hair, so I do get rid of it. The second question I have gotten is, how long do you wait in between treatments? Doctors will typically recommend that you wait 4 to 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks between treatments if you are using creams or laser therapy or electrolysis, anything like that. But me personally, with the treatments that I do, I will typically do it once a month, maybe twice a month if I have a big event or like a party or a family gathering to go to and I want the hair to go away. I will do it twice a month just to make sure that my face is extra clean. But between treatments, I'll just use tweezers and kind of eyebrow trimmers to keep the hair at bay. A really funny question that I got asked was, how do you know you have Hirsutism? How do you know you're just not a hairy person? So I thought that was really funny because that is true. You could just be a naturally hairy person. So how would you know if you had Hirsutism? So according to my doctor and many doctors, if you have always had the coarse, thick hair on your jawline or on your chin or wherever it may be, if you had normal menstrual cycles and no gynecology or OBGYN related issues, then you could just be a naturally hairy person. Hirsutism typically appears when a female's hormones, when puberty starts, typically in your teenage years, so and it may even start as early as 11 years old, Mine started when I was about 12, 13 years old. So, and it came on very suddenly, so it had a sudden onset. It wasn't normal for me. So I would say that if you are experiencing this thick hair that hirsutism brings very suddenly and you've never dealt with anything like it before, then you most likely have hirsutism, and I would highly recommend you talk to an endocrinologist, your OBGYN, or even your dermatologist. When you go to your doctor, the doctor will look at your medical history as well as your family's medical history. And like I said, if you have had regular periods, you are healthy, then hirsutism can be traced back to genetics. So maybe your mom, her mom's mom may have had it, and that's why you have it, unfortunately. If you have not always had normal periods, if your menstrual cycle is very irregular, then your hirsutism could be a side effect of polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS for short. If you have the sudden onset of thick, coarse hair in places that you've never experienced before, if your periods were regular and they've become irregular very suddenly, then a doctor will do further testing to figure out the underlying cause of those issues. These tests will include looking at your ovaries, your pituitary gland, possibly your thyroids, and your adrenal gland. The doctor will measure the amount of androgens and testosterone in your blood, and that will help them come to a conclusion whether it could be related to your thyroid, your ovaries, or maybe your adrenal glands. Is hirsutism genetic? How did I get it? Like I said earlier in the video, if you have had normal menstrual cycles, so normal periods, and you have this sudden onset of hair, then it could most likely be genetic. But if your periods are irregular and you still have the sudden onset of hair, it could be related to PCOS. A very popular question is what treatments are out there. So doctors will look at your medical history and they will give you ideas of things that you could try to reduce the amount of hair. If you are a diabetic, doctors might suggest reducing your insulin levels if they're too high. They might suggest that you join a weight loss program or try and exercise and eat right to lower those androgen levels. There are laser treatments that you can get. However, I will caution you with those laser treatments because laser treatments do not always work for everyone. They're not a universal treatment for people who struggle with hair, thick hair in places that they don't want, or maybe hair in places that they do want. Everyone's skin, everyone's bodies react very differently to it. I've seen people who have gotten laser treatments and they've never had to shave ever again, but I've also seen people who have gone through 6, 7, maybe 8 laser treatments and they still have to shave, or it just didn't work for them. So I would talk to your dermatologist, I would talk to your esthetician and see what they would recommend. Some OBGYNs may recommend birth control pills which contain a combination of estrogen and progesterone. The estrogen and progesterone in the birth control pills will lower the amount of androgen and testosterone in your ovaries, which would cause less hair to form. That is a very personal decision. If you choose to try birth control pills, I would talk to your doctor, see what the side effects are, pick a birth control pill that will work for your body, because not all birth control pills work for everyone. Once again, nothing is universal for everyone. And I would also caution you because they can take 6 months to a year for you to see actual results. Some people may see them sooner, but doctors will typically tell you to wait 6 to 12 months to see if it helped at all. Another common treatment is a medication called spironolactone. Spironolactone basically limits hair growth. It limits the androgen receptors and is a very common treatment for those with hirsutism. I would caution you because even though spironolactone says that it will reduce the amount of hair growth on your body, please know that it means all types of hair. So if you're someone who really loves their long hair like I do, it may limit the amount that your hair will grow. Some people don't mind that, but I know some women do, so that's just something I would be aware of. Can ethnicity or race play a role in whether or not you experience hirsutism? Yes, it can. Women from many different cultures have experienced hirsutism. Most common ethnicities who do experience hirsutism are Middle Eastern, South Asian, and Mediterranean women. I believe that anyone can get it. It just depends on the body. However, those ethnicities have a tendency to get it the most, but doctors and scientists are still working to prove that, but that's just been what many doctors have seen in their clinics. And last but not least is, what treatments have I tried? Personally, when I was first struggling with hirsutism and trying to do something about it, I was on a combination of birth control pills. I believe I was on LOESTRIN and I also used spironolactone. I was using the spironolactone for about a year, and as soon as I stopped, I realized that it really wasn't doing that much for me. I was on birth control for quite a while. I was on birth control from the time I was 18 until I was about 24. I have tried 2 different kinds of birth controls in the past. I have been on the pill, and I've also tried the OVARIAN, and I haven't noticed a significant change in my hirsutism with birth control. Like I said, everyone's body is different. My main forms of treatment were birth control, tweezing, shaving, and the hair removal cream. Any advice to those struggling with hirsutism? I've thought a lot about this because I know it's such a difficult topic to speak about, and in my first video I was very vulnerable, I was very scared, and I was very just nervous to share that I struggle with this as someone who, you know, is a woman. My best advice for those struggling with hirsutism is, do not let it take away your confidence. There are many different ways that you can treat hirsutism and kind of keep it at bay. Yes, it's going to take work, but know that you don't have to just live with it and struggle with it. Don't let it ever take away what you feel inside. I know this is so cheesy and it's so cliche. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, and if you believe that you are beautiful and that you feel beautiful, then don't let anything take away from that. If you are struggling with hirsutism, do not be afraid to reach out to a trusted adult, a parent, a friend, and ask them to help you see a doctor. Doctors are here to help us. I know it is often very scary and embarrassing to go into a doctor's office, but it really shouldn't be. It shouldn't be embarrassing, and just know that you are taking all the right steps to help yourself and to make yourself feel more confident. So that is it for my video today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it is helpful to you. If you have any questions or comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I have a lot of really fun and exciting videos coming up, so please stay tuned. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in the next video.